No date has been announced for Sheen's beatification yet, but the Diocese of Peoria says the event details will soon be released. In the meantime, much pride on the campus of the Catholic University of America, where Fulton Sheen spent decades of his ministry. That's where reporter Mark Irons went into the archives to find out more. Our team coverage continues.
No longer can men say God does not know what it is to suffer.
Before Archbishop Fulton Sheen commanded the attention of a national television audience in the 1950s, college students would pack this classroom to learn from him. In this photo, he can be seen with some students at the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C., where he came to teach in the late 1920s.
He was here teaching principally philosophy, but also theology, all the way up to 1950.
We spoke with Father Aquinas Gilbo, the university chaplain and vice president of ministry and mission, in the chapel in Caldwell Hall, where if these sanctuary walls could talk, they'd recall the faithfulness of a young Father Fulton Sheen, his preaching and homilies, and personal prayer.
He would come and pray, spend long hours prayer in this chapel, and said Mass in this chapel.
Not far from that chapel, that classroom where he taught courses such as Philosophy of Religion or God and Society, and the Mullen Library, where he would have continued his own studies of the faith. After his priestly ordination in Illinois, he came here briefly as a student before finishing studies in Europe, but his return to teach for 20-plus years was formative.
I can't help but think that the years that he spent in study, in teaching, in preaching here at Catholic University, prepared the Fulton Sheen that we all got to know and love.
Loving one another in a spirit of charity, loving God who made us.
Before seeing him on TV, many Americans knew Sheen's voice from the Catholic Hour, a national radio broadcast which he began recording during his teaching years. His popular preaching heard over the radio waves was in demand and transcribed into booklets.
People were very interested. If you missed the radio broadcast, you'd want to read it later.
At the Catholic University, some of those booklets are kept in the archives, along with a collection of original handwritten notes from Archbishop Sheen. Archivist Shane McDonald says he can see the care taken to communicate the faith.
Mostly just like how detailed he is in his notes, like the clarity of the writing.
Also in the archives, the copy of a 2-volume set, the original delivered to the Vatican 15 years ago. The purpose to show why someone should be declared a saint by the Church.
The canonization cause of Archbishop Sheen was boxed up and sent to the Vatican years ago in this official documentation known as the Presidio, which contains writings that are a witness to the life, virtues, and reputation of Sheen.
As the Church will now move forward with his beatification, bringing him one step closer to possible sainthood, Father Aquinas hopes Catholic University can revive interest in Sheen with a special focus on his intellectual gifts to the Church and country.
A lot of people do remember Bishop Sheen, just in terms of the TV show and the preaching he did later in life. But he was an important American academic, an important American intellectual, looking at philosophy and questions of science and philosophy, science and politics, science and faith, politics and religion. These were very important topics for him, not just as a Catholic, but as a Catholic philosopher.
Mark Irons, EWTN News In Depth.